Here's Lee in the penalty area. Patterson and Ziggiotti. Great save by Butler, but on the rebound, Brighton finally break the deadlock. Surrey was alert and first to it. Goldberg's cross in. Here's Bremer. And the simplest of headers for Lasada, who flicks it in, and Brighton double their lead. Blacksley wasn't able to fully clear it, and here's a big chance for Pinto, and she does get on the score sheet. Tatiana Pinto. Now Bremer seizing cross, and Butler came and didn't get to it. And Turland makes it 4. That's a better delivery into the back post, and it's headed in by Tatiana Pinto, who gets her second of the afternoon and Brighton's 5th. Butler's kick, it's miscontrolled, and here is Bremer to make it 6, and she does make it 6. And Bremer sends Brighton into the 5th round with a very comfortable victory.
Jones gives it away to Turland. Turland gets a shot away, and it's inside that near post. Elizabeth Turland with a shot of true unerring precision. Such is her quality. She only needs a moment. They'll have designs on winning this game now, though, will Bristol City, but it's Brighton looking to go ahead for the second time through Katie Robinson, who rolls it beyond Sophie Bagley. What a finish from the England international to instantaneously restore Brighton's lead with their first real chance of the second half. Patterson back to Sarri. Sarri turns well and gets the cross in. It's glanced across goal and drops to Turland. Elizabeth Turland has got her 9th WSL goal of the season, and it's one that worsens Bristol City's deepest relegation fears. What a cross in. What a glancing header on by Lee Gyun-min, and what a finish by Elizabeth Turland.
Maisie Simons to take the set piece. Possesses so much quality in those boots to Simons. What can she come up with here? Floated towards the middle of the penalty area, where it's nodded down and in by Yoralyn Karabali. A first Seagulls goal for the Colombian defender. Rose above a crowded 6-yard box to beat Gray from close range. Another excellent delivery by Simons, and Karabali just wanted it more than anyone in that penalty area. Simons and Sarri contemplate. You'd think after Simons' earlier delivery, she would be the favourite again. Outswinger from Simons, another good flat ball. It might run for Pinto, and Pinto has found the bottom corner. A 3rd in 3 for Tatiana Pinto. The Portuguese winger lashing it beyond Gray once more. Ran kindly for her in the penalty area, but made no mistake with a cool finish, cutting right across the ball to beat Gray from just over 7 yards. And here's Charlton 0, Brighton Hove Albion 2.
Hansen, Katie Robinson looking infield to Pinto, tried to flick it first time to Turland. Runs instead for Beatrice Sarri, a strike from Sarri, and it's beaten Van Domselaar in the bottom corner. hesitated for a moment and drove it hard off her laces towards the bottom left. Too strong, too powerful for Daphne van Domselaar, and it's Brighton Hove Albion 1, Aston Villa 0 at Broadfield.
Amber Hughes sliding, trying to control and able to poke it in the direction of a teammate, and Simmons saw the opportunity to send the ball straight through to Robinson. Here's Pattinson now, she delivers, big chance, and Brighton do have their goal just before the break here. It's thundered in at the far post by Katie Robinson. Lovely breakaway and a brilliant ball as well from Pattinson, right into the path of Robinson, who was arriving late, and her touch was emphatic, and Brighton lead. Simmons moves it wide as we move into the final 2 minutes here. Good ball, finished off in the middle by Emma Kullberg. Well, it's a cruel blow here for Wolves, who have worked so hard to get themselves back into this game, but Brighton may have just made their move to the quarter-finals. Megan Min should be able to reach this, and does. Slips it through, and there is some room here for Brighton to head forward. Tatiana Pinto with a chance to pull it back, and Kullberg makes sure with her second of the afternoon. Brighton almost certainly are heading through to the next rounds. Pattinson floating one in, and Kullberg in for goal number 3 and her hat-trick. Well, of all the players in the Brighton lineup that you wouldn't have imagined would go through to grab a hat-trick and be such a key performer in the late stages here for Brighton, Emma Kullberg.
Will be Lasada to curl it goalward, on toward Guro Bergsvaan. It's a powerful header, and Elizabeth Turland's there at the back post to tap it in. The two Norwegian teammates combining, Bergsvaan's flick on, and Turland at the back post, volleying into the roof of the net. It's Bristol City 0, Brighton Hove Albion 1 at Ashton Gate, and what a crucial goal that could be in this WSL season. Sari. Hooked back along the penalty area, Pauline Bremer arriving, it's off the upright, but she's latched on to the second attempt, and the Albion have 2. Squared along the penalty area, Pauline Bremer ran onto it. A lovely curling effort with her right boot, struck the upright, bounced right back to Pauline Bremer, who never stopped running, and she bundled the second attempt into the top left corner. Lasada taking that one, Sari stands over this. In towards the near post, punching is Clark. Bremer. Sari once more, deflected up towards Bergsvaan, trying to hold it up. Doris Dottir back to Elizabeth Turland, and the Albion have a 2-goal advantage again. And guess who? Turland slamming it into the corner. Number 11 in the WSL for Elizabeth Turland. Bergsvaan's keeping the corner alive. It was a lovely flick back to Turland by Doris Dottir. Inventive as she wrapped her foot around the standing leg to play it back to Turland. Turland buried it in the corner first time. Lasada's cross into the mixer and in again. The Albion do have a fourth. It's Tatiana Pinto wheeling away in celebration. Turland denied, but Pinto not. Her flicked header across the 6-yard box beats Clark, and Ashton Gate stunned into silence. It's really running away for Bristol City now. Pauline Bremer. To the byline goes Bremer. Madison Haley waiting for it to drop, and Haley's tucked it in. And surely now the Seagulls have put Bristol City to the sword. Madison Haley with her first Albion goal, and she might not score a more important one. The free kick fired forward by Guro Bergsvaan. Haley started it with her knockdown to Lee, and Haley finished it tapping in inside the 6-yard box. Lasada has scored twice in cup competitions for the Seagulls this season, but is yet to open her account in the Women's Super League for Brighton Hove Albion. Up steps Lasada, it's into the bottom left, and the Albion have a 6th. and 9th in this crazy game. It is Brighton Hove Albion that take a 3-goal advantage in the 92nd minute. Losada from the penalty spot, burying it in the bottom left. Goomin-Lee looking for Katie Robinson in behind. Katie Robinson's away, one-on-one with Clark. Robinson goes round Clark, it's into the corner. Katie Robinson does get her goal. The Albion get a 7th. They're in dreamland at Ashton Gate. A scintillating attacking performance which has produced 7 goals. And Katie Robinson rounds Clark to add to her own tally. Number 4 in all competitions this season for Katie Robinson, just number 2 in the WSL. Free kick taken quickly to Turland. Sari crossed into the penalty area and Lee's there again. Well, she loves a goal against Manchester City. She's now been involved in the last 5 Brighton Hove Albion goals against the Citizens. And Goomin-Lee strikes late to restore some pride for the Albion. A well-worked free kick, taken quickly. The cross came in from the left and Goomin-Lee dangled the leg out at it and deflected it home.
Pattinson's delivery. Feasting towards the near post. Bobbling around, big deflection, and it's bounced in off Haley. And Brighton are level. A real calamitous way to concede a goal. It cannons off of a Leicester City body and loops up towards the goalkeeper, who then parries it against Madison Haley, who's not been on the pitch long. Has her team back on level terms. It comes off the knee and then back towards Haley. Coppen, every Leicester City player appealing to the referee, asking for a foul. Fisdale on the ground, intercepted and quickly prodded through. There's a foot race on, which Robinson's going to get there first. Katie Robinson into an open net. Brighton and Hove Albion have come from a goal down and now have their noses in front. That electric pace from Katie Robinson. Give her something to chase. She'll get there first, and she'll make you pay. Lee's Kopp's pass is intercepted. Zighiotti just loops it into an area. Robinson, probably the only player on the pitch that's going to get there before the goalkeeper does get there, retains their composure and just slides it into an empty net. It's a brilliant breakaway goal from Brighton Hove Albion, who probably should have had their noses in front at half-time, had plenty of opportunities, the better of them certainly in the game prior to Leicester City taking the lead. Turland, not too many options ahead of Elizabeth Turland currently, waiting for her arrivals, and then she does have one in the space of Robinson. Stands up towards the far post, towards Haley, cushions it back to Turland. What a goal, Elizabeth Turland! A stunned silence around the King Power. 60 seconds after Leicester City had equalised, Elizabeth Turland's 12th WSL goal of the season has Brighton Hove Albion back in front. The goal all of Turland's own making. The patience to hold the ball up and wait for reinforcements. Then finds Robinson, who stands it towards the far post. Brilliant cushion control from Haley. Look at that for a layoff. And what a finish, Elizabeth Turland. You will struggle to find a technical better goal than that in the WSL this weekend.
Can Simons find an almost instant response? Up steps Simons. Brosnan can't save, and it's in! The Albion are level. Simons' free kick slammed into the back of the net. Tatiana Pinto on the rebounds. What a response from Mikey Harris's Seagulls. Well, lightning almost struck twice. It was Simons with a free kick at the Amex again. Brosnan could only tip it onto the bar, and Pinto followed in and slammed home. It's Brighton Hove Albion 1, Everton 1. Game on again.
Lovely breakaway by Bremer. And she can thunder in a brilliant cross. Spencer saves, but this time she won't stop Turlands. And this time she does grab goal number 13 in the Barclays Women's Super League for the season. It's Spurs 0, Brighton 1. Brilliant move for Brighton, wonderful cross in, superbly met by a thunderous header. Spencer stopped that one, second time around though, Turlan was in.
Seike, good pressure, and she's won the ball back for Brighton Hove Albion. Kiko Seike! Well, that didn't take long for the Japanese forward. A stunning debut goal. Villamala, space is opening up for Poppy Pattinson. Poppy Pattinson, blue and white shirts waiting. It's towards the back post, Seike's there again. She has 2 on debut, and the Albion have their second at Broadfield. The blue and white shirts flooded forward in number. Pattinson picked out the cross. Any one of 3 could have got on the end of it, but Seike was well placed. Fran Kirby for Brighton and Hove Albion. Up steps Kirby. New season, new club, same Fran Kirby. Wastes no time in making an impact. And there's another debutant on the score sheet for the Seagulls. And there's a mix-up at the back for Everton, and Seike could be in. It's Kiko Seike. It's an outstanding 3rd goal. A debut hat-trick for Kiko Seike. Beyond her wildest dreams, she has scored 3 stunning goals on her Albion debut.
Another corner kick for the Seagulls, this time from the right. Into the middle it goes, Bergsvard rises and heads home. The away side take the lead, and it's Guro Bergsvard from a set piece. We saw that last season for the Seagulls, the Norwegian centre-back rising above the crowd to steer it home. It's Birmingham City 0, Brighton Hove Albion 1, and Guro Bergsvard is off the mark for the season. Will it be? Well, it's Schlagers to deliver on Maisie Simons to strike. Up steps Simons, it's fantastic! The Albion's dead ball specialist delivers again. Maisie Simons, take a bow. You do not save those. Stepped up and whipped it beyond the arms of Spakowska. Back out to Aisha Masaka. Haley's continued her run. And there's yellow shirts in the middle if she could pick one out. In it goes towards Fran Kirby, who arriving late from midfield makes it Birmingham City 0, Brighton and Hove Albion 3. Well, Haley's had a few chances of her own, turned provider this time. And a inch perfect cross is converted with the most delicate of touches from Fran Kirby. And what a start to life with the Seagulls Fran Kirby's having.
Towards the far post, it's been kept alive and it's been put in. How about that? Aston Villa were not ahead for long. And it's the other number 9 on target. Nikita Parris with her first goal of the season. Levels for Brighton, who were behind for less than 60 seconds. Zadali loses out. Parris picks it up. Bruna to her left-hand side. Fed through beautifully. There's an opportunity, and Brighton are ahead. It's Pauline Bremer on target, and the home side have turned this around in the first half. Up steps Kirby, no mistake. A 3rd goal in Brighton colours for Fran Kirby, and a 3rd goal for Brighton this afternoon against Aston Villa. And are they heading now for all 3 points? Adjaman to seal the deal, and she does. Brighton are surely home and hosed now. Michelle Adjiman, the substitute, with her first goal in Brighton colours.
Paulina Bramer. First time cross from Cankovic, it's looping towards Yanez, who comes, hasn't claimed it cleanly, and it's tucked into the bottom corner. Bruna Villamala off the mark for the Seagulls. It's not the prettiest goal, but she won't care. It's Crystal Palace 0, Brighton Hove Albion 1. Rolled down the line, Lasada looking to cross, instead just chips it into the penalty area. Haley waiting. United do enough to scramble it away again. Simons to hit one through the crowd, it's in! It's redirected home by Nikita Parris. United's top scorer from last season scores against the Red Devils at the Amex. Villamala drops the shoulder on Tierney. On goes Villamala, Parris is in there, it might run for Karabali. Haley looking back for Karabali, it's a lovely ball. Is there a finish at the end of it? It's in, and it's Nikita Parris again. She just cannot stop scoring. Parris finishes it off, but the build-up was sensational from the Seagulls. Parris has number 3 for the season. She's netted in 3 successive Albion home games. And what a fantastic team move it was. For the first time since 2018, she's scored in 3 successive WSL home games. Kirby, lovely drag back to Rachel McLaughlin, who will bend it into the far corner and give the Seagulls the lead at the Amex again. All about the delightful flick from Fran Kirby into Rachel McLaughlin's path, who shifted it onto her left and curled it into the bottom left to make it Brighton Hove Albion 1, West Ham United 0. The first time they've taken the lead inside this stadium since the very start of last campaign, when they went ahead against Tottenham Hotspur. And Rachel McLaughlin's cultured finish with her left foot makes it Seagulls 1, Hammers 0. And now Brighton Hove Albion will break the other way. McLaughlin, 3 to aim for. It's Parris, it's Seike and Kirby. It's picked out by Seike, and Seike has guided it into the bottom left, and the Albion have 2. From a West Ham chance at one end to a Brighton Hove Albion goal at the other. McLaughlin involved again. Took her time, rolled it across to Seike, and Seike does just enough to see it trickle into the bottom left. Not the most powerful finish you'll see this season, but it had the placement to beat Shemek. Kiko Seike has her 4th in Albion colours, and Brighton Hove Albion have their 2nd at the Amex. To Cankovic. Parris helping it into Seike's path. It's a neat move. Kirby might find a finish at the end of it. It's Fran Kirby. It's 3-2 Brighton Hove Albion. The player for the big stage. Fran Kirby puts the Seagulls ahead again. More Amex memories for the Albion's Lioness. A 3rd of the season in the WSL, a 4th in all competitions, and it came at the end of a free-flowing Seagulls move. Albion throw on the right-hand side, McLaughlin to Parris, who just helped it onto Seike. Kirby arriving late, shifted it onto her right, and curled it off the post and in to make it Brighton Hove Albion 3, West Ham United 2. This time Cankovic robs her. Parris, no flag yet. Seike on the overlap. Seike looking back for Parris. There's a shooting chance perhaps, is there? Still alive for Nikita Parris. Space is closing. Laid back off to Cankovic. There's one for the Seagulls. Right back in it. And it's the former Blue, Jelena Cankovic, that swept it in from inside the penalty area. This time it was Chelsea's turn to get caught in possession. Brighton Hove Albion broke. It looked to have gone the chance when Nikita Parris was held up on the left-hand side of the penalty area. But she's rolled it back to Jelena Cankovic, who has guided it beautifully into the bottom left. And it's Chelsea 2, Brighton Hove Albion 1 at Kingsmeadow. The lifeline the Seagulls needed, the lifeline in truth they deserved after their opening half hour. Michelle Adjumang has blocked that clearance. Seike might have a chance. There's a second for the Seagulls. Kiko Seike does pull one back this time. Well, how many times are we going to see that in one game? Chelsea this time playing their way out from the back, getting into trouble. A carbon copy of the chance that Seike failed to take earlier, but this time she rifles it home to make it Chelsea 3, Brighton Hove Albion 2. Side given away cheaply. Villamala, it's in. Brighton Hove Albion have the leads, and Bristol City have made a mess of it. Bruna Villamala sweeping it in after the Robins got themselves in a muddle playing out from the back, and inside the opening 7 minutes it's Brighton Hove Albion 1, Bristol City 0. Burns found the feet of Sign, who gave it straight to Bruna Villamala. Still had to react, still had to take it first time, and curl it beyond Burns. She did that brilliantly. Seagulls leading in the League Cup, and just the start they would have wanted to settle the nerves on home soil. Lasada to Ola Schlagers. Lovely ball into Villamala. And now joining in is McLaughlin. And McLaughlin has the Albion in front again. Sweeping Seagulls move, and Rachel McLaughlin at the end of it to tuck it into the bottom right. Her second Seagulls goal, her first in this competition. And she took it very well on her left boot, driving it in the bottom right from the edge of the penalty area. Bramer, edge of the penalty area, looking for a shooting chance and picking out the top corner brilliantly. How about that by Paulina Bramer for her second of the season? Quick feet and an even better finish. Ola Schlagers stole back the goal kick. Paulina Bramer one-on-one, made absolutely no mistake, lashing it in the top right. Nothing Jasmine Bull or goalkeeper Jackie Burns could have done about that. Brighton Hove Albion 3, Bristol City 1, and Paulina Bramer with the pick of the 4 goals so far. Mrs. Pattinson, Bergsvand, Villamala, unconventional touch, but it's come off for Villamala. Adjumang will strike herself and find a 4th. Michelle Adjumang off the mark in the League Cup, squeezing it in at the near post. The Arsenal loanee has a 4th for Brighton Hove Albion. Villamala brought it out the sky, found Adjumang, who took her time, swiveled her hips, and curled it into the bottom left from 12 yards. Brighton Hove Albion with a 3-goal advantage now, and surely look set to book their place in the quarterfinals. Adjumang ran into the stern figure of Mary Ward, who gave it to McLaughlin. Nikita Parris looking for space. Chipped into Villamala, back to Parris, well worked, and there's number 5. Bruna Villamala and Nikita Parris combining for devastating effect. And the Albion out of 5th through the substitute Nikita Parris. 4th of the season in all competitions for Parris. It was tight, it was technical, and it was tucked into the corner by the former England international. Into Villamala, popped back to Parris, and Parris just stabs it home from inside the penalty area. Brighton Hove Albion 5, Bristol City 2. Given away by Bristol City out from the back. Nikita Parris trying to make them pay, and Nikita Parris has found number 6. Her second, 6 for the Albion, just 2 for Bristol City. And the misery is compiled for the Championship club. You cannot give Nikita Parris the ball in that type of scenario. Found space on the left-hand side of the area, and the shot had too much power for goalkeeper Jackie Burns. Brighton Hove Albion 6, Bristol City 2. This one well and truly beyond the Robins now.
Come out for Caribali. Osada. Nicely moved on from McLaughlin. Not a bad ball to the back post. Neville got the header to it initially, and then it's sent back in and lashed in for the equalising goal. And Brighton are back level. What a hit that was on the volley. And we're all square at Broadfield Stadium.